What is up, guys? Welcome to the next installment of my Ipswich Town Road to Glory career mode, and we're coming up to January transfer window as we are hitting middle of December. Only we will hit it actually at the end of this episode. Just because obviously Leicester City are the 1st of January, the New Year's Day match, and how will the luck go in the new year, and will we start off well or will we start off terribly? And Crystal Palace coming out at us with the 4-3-3, and we're going to hit back at them with the 5-3-2 formation, as I think a 5 against 3 generally works a bit better than the 4 against 3, just because you can double up on one of the wide mids, or one of the wingers should I say, and Keller with an absolute brilliant save for us right there, as he keeps us in front early, keeps us level early on. What can Skinner do? Puts it in Bowden. Bowden should find the back of the net, but only hits the post. That is really unfortunate, as Mateta gets dispossessed from Wolfton, and then Christensen plays into Giles. Giles into Skinner. Skinner back into Giles. Giles finds the back of the net from our left wing back, and my God, he's done a better job than Bowden so far. I mean, putting us in front, Bowden really should have put that in the back of the net, but Giles showing him how to do it and how you score. As now Knight lays it off into Bowden. Bowden sees the run of Skinner. Is he offside? He looked a little bit, but Skinner shoots, and Johnston makes an even better save. But I thought that would have been offside from the looks of things, but Brown gets dispossessed, and then Mateta holds up the ball and plays a terrible pass, and Wolfton intercepts, but never mind. Brown is on the ball trying to skill the Crystal Palace player, and he basically does, but he goes backwards however though, and look at that, Bowden says, you know what, I'll take the criticism, but I will finish it in the back of the net and continue to have my goal scoring run. I think he's scored in quite a lot of our games recently, but apart from the 0-0s and the losses where we haven't been able to score, though, hopefully he can continue to perform. But Keller with a really good save, keeping a clean sheet on the back end of that 2-0 win. Giles and Bowden with the 2 goals, and now for the Aston Villa game at home, Portland Road, we're going with a changed wing backs and a changed midfield. I believe also bringing in Harris as well for the starting lineup. And look at that save from Keller, really good hand on that, keeping us in front early on. But Aston Villa looking to threat once again, and Keller another fine save, as I think Knight picks up a small knock there from a challenge, but obviously we continue to play him because sometimes they could run it off, other times they'll just go down and get injured easily. But Gavi finds the back of the net, gets through our defense, and Keller cannot get a hand to it this time round. And as you see there, Gavi's 7th goal in 18 matches. That's not too bad for the Aston Villa player. You'd think he'd have scored more, but Bowden tries to finish, but the keeper equal to his shot and makes the save, keeping Aston Villa in front. I must admit, I always find it a little bit hard actually playing Aston Villa. I'm not entirely sure why, just because they're sort of a mid-table side really, and so are we. I say we are, but we've got the players to be a mid-table side to mid-lower. That we have just come up, so we are sort of punching above our weight at the moment, sitting in that European Conference place and trying to fight for a position in that Europe position as well. My God, Keller with the fortunate save from his post, and then he makes the 2nd save from the header, but that is how it's going to end, 1-0 to Aston Villa. And now we're going away to Vicarage Road against Watford. They're going to be playing a similar formation, but they're going to have a Cam in as well instead, but we're going back to our unchanged lineup. Obviously going to have Edwards and Giles making the starting lineup instead. Obviously they were a little bit tired after the initial game, so we had to rest them, but pretty much our wing backs are always that sort where they get tired after every match, so we have to rotate them unless there's a week. But as we're in December, you're always going to get that slight fixture congestion where you're going to need to rotate a few players here and there. So we have done that. We have got the squad, a little bit of squad depth to do it, though they are low of 70 rated. But I think Chaplin being a 69 rated is still pretty decent, to be honest. He gets the job done, and to say overalls don't really matter, I don't think they do, but you know, it's nice to see the higher ratings and the higher rated players. But you know, it's not necessarily the players you think you'd see. Obviously we tend to have gone for players that you don't really tend to see in a career mode, and you know, it's more realistic that way. But here we go, Christensen in for a shot, in for a chance. He's going to cut it back. Bowden, and finds the back of the net. That is what you love to see once again from the young man, the young future star. I say future star, he's pretty much almost there. I know he's 81 rated, but saying future star, he's a current star of ours, and you know, nothing's going to change that at all for him. And you know, he's going to hopefully continue his form, and when we get into the Champions League, if we get into the European qualifications, then hopefully he performs in that, and it's going to end 1-0 to us, bringing back 3 points to Portman Road. So that is what you can ask for, as we've had 2 wins, 1 loss. What we're going to get out of this Leicester City game, and they're playing a 4-1-4-1 formation. Jovic, yeah, don't know how he's ended up there, but his career's kind of fallen apart really. But now he's playing for Leicester, so let's see how he gets along. And we're trying to defend this, and Wolfton getting it almost all sorts of wrong at the back line, trying to dribble it out, but well, gets it cleared. Well, only as far as Leicester City are concerned, but Leicester City do come back from that. And you know, I think Wolfton should have just punted it up the pitch, and we could have reset and, you know, got back into our positions. But yeah, it's just a really kerfuffle of a mess. But Holgate, you know, goes out and presses the ball, wins it back for us, as Giles finds himself the highest up on the pitch with Skinner. What can Skinner do? He cuts back, shoots it at the near post, and puts us level 23 minutes into the match, and that is what you ask of him. I mean, I really can't wait until he actually, you know, transfers into that striker position, because he's still currently a left winger. We are playing him as a left forward, and his attributes still get that little bit of a boost, whereas we put him as a striker, they kind of decrease, so we don't get that boost that we'd technically want playing him at the striker position. So hopefully once we can get him in that striker position, then we'll be all set. That's a really funny thing, is he came in as a striker during the early part of the career mode in League One, and then we said, you know what, we're just gonna be playing with wingers, we'll change him to be a winger. And then the ironic thing is, he's now into the club, we're not playing with wingers, we need him as a striker. But at FC20 he'd done a brilliant job, and now he's where he is and really high rated. But Leicester City at the halfway point, making it 2-1. Not what we want to go into the halftime team talk as, but we'll come out by saying, you know, you got to fight for it more. Colwell's not been that great recently. I mean, he just makes the wrong pass. He could have passed it into the middle. Instead, he passes it out into the wide wing-back position instead. Wolfton had to try and bail him out, but doesn't. Obviously gets the ball, but then gets tackled by Taylor. Taylor gets it into Silas. Silas has the shot and finds the back of the net, beating Keller, making it Leicester City 3, Ipswich Town 1. And, you know, I think 64 minutes, 65 minutes, 3-1 down. Any other game, I think, you know, we'd come back in this and we'd try and get a few, well, at least get a point, get a couple goals, get a point out of it. But you haven't seemed to be the better side. I think Leicester City have deserved the 3 points. If we get a point out of it, you know, really lucky as Bowden gets his shot away. But the keeper equal to his shot and keeps Leicester City 3-1 in front, as Burns looks to find Chaplin, and Chaplin finds Knight. Knight is going to have a shot. No, he's going to lay it off into Norwich and Davis. Davis puts it into Skinner. Skinner lays it off into Bowden. Bowden has a shot, but Melier equal to his shot once again, and that is how it's going to end. A 3-1 defeat at home. That is not what we needed, but Aston Villa once again. The next order of the day, then we have Northampton in the FA Cup, then Crystal Palace and Everton in the next episode. And this is how the table looks. We are sitting pretty in the Europa League conference. Just equal with Newcastle and 3 points behind Chelsea. What can we do to close them down? I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.